Welcome to Food Friday here on the Hunt Harvest Health podcast, where we dish out food topics, recipes, and answer your questions related to food, food prep, and nutrition. Find our recipes and tips on our website at huntharvesthealth.com.
Welcome to the Hunt Harvest Health episode number 16, and today is a Food Friday. Ryan and I have been traveling. We're currently in Salt Lake City at the Western Hunting Expo. We just got done with a long day there, and we just got done eating dinner, and we're both tired, but I wanted to get this podcast out quickly for Food Friday and share one of my favorite recipes that I've been making I've been making this recipe for longer than I've known Ryan. And it's an awesome recipe because it's easy to make, it's cheap, and it gives you a good dose of garlic, which we're going to talk about a little bit tonight too. So Ryan is resting. He's not going to be on this podcast. You're just getting me, and that's okay. I can just talk on and on and on about the benefits of these things, but we will have the recipe for what I call the Poor Gal's Pasta on our website under recipes. You can find it there. The story behind Poor Gal's Pasta is when I was 19, I moved from Montana to Seattle, and I moved into a house with about 5 roommates, which I think sometimes is a normal thing young people do when they want to live cheaply. So I moved in this big house with 5 people, and as you can imagine, I moved to Seattle. I had worked that summer before, I think I mentioned in a podcast, cleaning hotel rooms, and I saved $800. When I got to Seattle, I didn't have a place to live yet, I didn't have a job. I spent a week with my mom, and we looked around, and I found a place to live. And that place cost me, I think it was $500 for a room in this big house. And then that meant I had to get a job. So I finally ended up getting a job working at a restaurant, but I had very little money to live on. I think I was there for almost 3 or 4 weeks without a job. So I lived on like $100 for about a month after I paid all my upfront costs and stuff. So I had a roommate there, and his name was John Voss, and he was a commercial fisherman, and he had a fishing boat, and he worked the seasonal job of being out in the water half the year, and then he would travel around the world basically the other half of the year. And he lived in this house in a room because he was, like I said, kind of a traveler and had that seasonal job. And he taught me this recipe, and it was because, it cost very little money. It was easy to make, and it's super good. So what it is if you like peppercini, like the spice of a peppercini that you would find in like an anapasta salad or a Greek salad, the green peppers, you can buy them at the store whole, or you can also buy them already chopped up, depending on how easy you want to make it for yourself. I think there's different levels of spice. I do notice sometimes we get jars of them where they're really spicy. Like tonight, they were really spicy. Sometimes they're not as spicy. So I think if you pay attention, you can buy ones that are spicier or not. And then you use a couple cloves of garlic. Depends on how many people you're feeding, but really we probably do 1 clove per bowl. When it's chopped up, that's a lot of garlic, depending on the size of it. And then extra virgin olive oil and Parmesan cheese. If you do cheese, we like Parmesan. And then we put it over a fettuccine noodle. We do gluten-free most of the time. We like brown rice, sometimes quinoa. The problem with gluten-free noodles is that the way they cook is they can get really sticky. And if you're not, the water, if it boils too much, then it gets too sticky and then they stick together. And so sometimes people get frustrated when they make gluten-free noodles, but I'll post the brand on the recipe that we really like and that I think cooks the best for a gluten-free noodle. So we use like a fettuccine. I like that thicker noodle. That's how I was taught. This is how John taught me to make this dish, was with a fettuccine noodle. But you can use any noodles, spaghetti noodles. You can use spiral noodles. And you could use it over like a zucchini pasta. In the summer, we grow a lot of zucchini and we make zucchini pasta. So you could eat it over that if you're not doing any grains. That's a great way to go too, is zucchini pasta. It's going to be obviously a little wetter with that than it would be with a grain pasta, but and then it's super easy. So this is a quick meal. What you just do is you get your noodles in your water and you boil your noodles. And while you're doing that, you just chop up some garlic. We like to use whole clove garlic and chop it up ourselves. There's something about fresh garlic when it's freshly cut. You just get a lot more of the medicinal benefits of garlic. And especially in this dish, you're not going to cook it. You're not going to cook it a ton. So it's really strong. But we like the chopped up garlic. And then you can chop up your pepperoncinis. Now the question is, how many pepperoncinis are you going to put into your to the dish? So like if it's just Ryan and I eating it, probably put 4 to 5 chopped pepperoncinis. If they're already chopped, you can just kind of figure that out. Like it's maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 spoonfuls of pepperoncinis. But you'll chop it up and you'll mix that with the garlic. And then what you'll do in your saute pan, whatever you're going to saute this in, is you're going to put your saute pan on low. We are going to be using extra virgin olive oil. So extra virgin olive oil is an oil that really should not be heated up very much because it'll go rancid. So I know a lot of people cook with extra virgin olive oil. And I remember in undergrad we used to do a lot of cooking with it, sauteing with it. But over the years, the research is showing that if you get it super hot, it may go rancid. So I like to use just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, and heat it up on low. And then you just throw the garlic in and the chopped up pepperoncinis, and you saute it together. And sometimes we've overcooked our garlic, where the garlic will get crispy, but obviously the more you cook your garlic and the crispier it gets, it's gonna lose some of its spiciness. So if you like a less spicy dish, you can cook your garlic more. But when you put it in with the pepperoncinis, you'll notice that it will get like a green color when you cook it. And so we cook it until it's kind of that green color and it's fragrant. So we're staying at our friends here in Salt Lake, and he's got a bunch of other guests here too this weekend, and we just cooked up a big old batch of this stuff, and the entire house smells like pepperoncinis and garlic. So it's very strong smelling. But once you're smelling that and it's really aromatic and you're seeing that oil heating up and cooking that, you just saute that. And you can try to kind of your own liking how long you want to cook it. It also softens the pepperoncinis up because the pepperoncinis naturally are sort of stiff peppers if you don't heat them up a little bit. So you want the garlic and the pepperoncini to be soft. Then you turn that off. You strain your noodles and put your noodles in a bowl, and then you take your mix. And what I like to do is, I like to just take the extra virgin olive oil right out of the bottle and just pour some on the noodles, because there's not really enough in the cooked sauce to coat your noodles, and then that way you're also getting good oil. It hasn't been heated up, and put it right on your noodles. Probably depends on the size of the bowl you're eating, but I'd say about a tablespoon of oil per serving. You put that on there. And then for us, like we cooked a 2-person serving, and we just took that sauce and we split it in half. It just kind of shuttle that garlic around in the pepperoncinis, mix it up, and then split that in half, and then put that on top of your noodles. I like to add some spices, so you definitely need salt for this, but adding some sea salt to it will help bring the flavor out. And then I add like a little basil or maybe a little rosemary, dried herbs, if you want that. You can also add meat to this. So traditionally we eat it more like a side dish. We don't always add meat, but sometimes Ryan will add like a burger, a wild game burger. We'll also, you can use a poultry like chicken or turkey, and it's probably really good. I've never tried it, but I bet it would be really good with like a sauteed shrimp. So you can add meat to it to add protein, because this is not a high protein meal. This is going to be more about, it's going to be more carbs and getting those oils and the garlic. Really, with this dish, we like to eat it when we're feeling like we need a boost of support immune system wise. Garlic is probably the most popular herb in the world for its nutritional benefit and its antimicrobial qualities in helping fight bacteria, viruses, fungus, uh, you name it. We use it in medicine a lot for, even in a pill form, the allicin, which is the constituent in garlic that gives you that pungent, sulfur-like quality, and that's the healing piece of the plant. So it's super strong for that reason. And we cook our garlic a little bit. It's very difficult to eat raw garlic, but a lot of people do it. And sometimes if I get sick, or I'll have patients who are sick and they can't get over something, sometimes they'll be like, okay, you're just gonna like eat some raw garlic. The problem with that is it can like burn your esophagus and burn your stomach going down. So if you can do it and handle the burn for a little bit, it's a great way to basically take a natural antibiotic. And the only side effect is that you're gonna stink, and everybody's gonna know that you are eating raw garlic. That may be the bad side effect of it. In Alaska, when we worked up there, there's a lot of garlic in the food because it repels bugs. And so once you're eating it, it's coming out of your pores. The bugs aren't likely to be chewing on you as much. Garlic also has a lot of manganese, and it's pretty high. It's almost 25% in garlic of manganese, and it's that helps with all kinds of things. But basically, formation of bones and connective tissue, bone growth, calcium absorption, thyroid function. And then it has tons of antioxidants in it, B vitamins, vitamin C, and garlic is, like I said, it's that all around good herb that you need to be eating frequently, especially this time of year, to keep your immunity up. The other thing that's great about this dish is it has a lot of things in it, like the garlic, the pepperoncinis, the extra virgin olive oil. It's very Mediterranean, and the Mediterranean diet is a well-known and researched diet that they eat in the Mediterranean, where they eat, lean meats and seafoods, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, lots of antioxidants and bright colored fruits and vegetables. They do drink some red wine, which has resveratrol in it. It's a really good antioxidant. And all of these things have been shown to improve metabolism, decrease weight, and the biggest one is that they're heart healthy. So for cardiovascular disease and heart health and arterial health, all of these Mediterranean foods help to keep the heart healthy and to keep your arterial wall strong. The other good side effect is it keeps your skin and your hair and your nails growing well, and your skin looking younger and more vibrant. That's what I love about extra virgin olive oil, is it has a lot of those qualities. So we like this meal. It's easy, like I said, super easy to make, quick to make. We've been traveling all day. I bought the ingredients this morning at the store. We made it tonight, and probably, as long as it takes to boil noodles. and we got a quick, great antimicrobial meal since we're traveling. So if you have any questions, feel free to go to our Facebook page or go ahead and email us as well. And you'll find this recipe again on our website at Hunt Harvest Health under Poor Gal's Pasta. Hope everybody has had a good week and has a good weekend, and we will be back soon.